What we're trying to do with the Forward campaign is to upgrade this historic home, not only to make it a comfortable place and an adequate place for our seminarians presently to receive the formation that they do in preparation for their ordination to the priesthood, but also to make sure that our home is going to be available for another 210 years, for other generations of seminarians. This Forward campaign will really help us primarily to upgrade that historic home in all those little ways that sometimes we don't think about, but we really need. Okay, we want to thank Deacon Christian DiCarlo for invading his room to show you a little bit of what the Forward campaign will help us do. One of the biggest needs of the seminary is to replace our old windows. Here in McSweeney, the windows go back to 1908. And as you can see, at least in this room, the window is being held up by a tube here. The outside wood is really beginning to deteriorate, not just the paint, but the wood itself. There's a lot of both noise and breeze, and sometimes even snow ends inside the room. So one of the things that we want to do with the Forward campaign, with your generous support, is to replace the windows throughout the seminary. We are down here in the basement level of McSweeney, and as you can see, this is kind of the mechanical room. We have 145 seminarians here, plus priests that live here as well, about a dozen or so. And I guess you can imagine that early in the morning especially, people might want hot water for the shower, for anything else. You can see here that there are two units that are our hot water heaters. We're told that a complex this big should have 4 to 6. So we're only surviving right now on 2 that aren't in the best of shape. They've got space for 2 more, which they had to take out because they weren't working. And as I said, we're supposed to have 4 to 6 water heaters. Your contributions to the Forward campaign are going to help us do many things here at the seminary, but in particular, give our seminarians at least the comfort of a bit of warmth for their shower in the morning. This is such a beautiful entrance to Mount St. Mary's Seminary, these glorious steps leading up to this magnificent porch. Our seminarians love to use this, especially in the evenings when it's warm. But unfortunately, this porch, along with the building, goes back to 1908. And as you can see, all across the base of this floor here is a crack. We believe that the rebar within the concrete is rusting out and causing cracks and allowing the water to get in and then causing more problems. And as you can see, there's a crack right across the base here. It's been repaired at least once or twice, but it's still problematic. We've got a lot of repairs to do to make sure that this porch continues to be a grand entrance for generations to come and for our seminarians to continue to enjoy it. So I'm here in one of the spare rooms that we hope to fill up as we continue to grow in our enrollment. And one of the things that we hope to do with your contributions to the Forward campaign is to continue to fix and replace some of the old HVAC units. These units are in all of the seminarians' rooms, and they supply air conditioning when it's too warm and heating when it's too cold. It's just the essential heating and air conditioning unit throughout the seminary. These units, some of them are so old that they don't have replacement parts for them. What's been happening in recent years is that some of the replacement parts, for instance, from a room like this that's not being used, or an HVAC unit that's out in the hallway, they've been taking some of those units apart, using some of those parts in order to fix the parts that are in the seminarians' rooms. There's only so much we can do with that. We have to improve, we have to upgrade, and we also have to get units in which you can get replacements part for, and units that will be very efficient in using up electricity in producing the air conditioning and heating. So we have ongoing maintenance need, and one of the things that we hope to do with your contributions, especially if we're able to reach our goal or even exceed it, is to continue to upgrade our bathrooms here at the Mount. As you can see, some of the equipment goes back a long time. We need to replace tile, plumbing, fixtures. Even the lighting is not quite as good as it ought to be, and the ventilation. So there's a lot of things that we could really do with your assistance, your financial assistance. So if you could just think of it as a way to really upgrade our historic home. And as you know, bedrooms, bathrooms, the hallways, the porch itself, all of those things are so important to us to make our seminary a real home for the seminarians. I'm very grateful for all that you can give us. I'm very grateful for even the smallest gift. But I would ask you to please to think about giving self-sacrificially, to think about the future, to think about moving forward so that this seminary will continue to be the cradle of bishops and ultimately the cradle of saints. I thank you again for all of your help, and I'd ask you to look at the Forward campaign as another way to support priestly formation now and into the future. God bless you.